is to protect the well-being of her citizens. And the reason we're in Syria is to eliminate the threat of terrorism at its source. So we're not giving up on our mission. Our mission is to fight against terrorism, and we are trying to eliminate, as I said, the virus of terrorism at its source. As far as we ensure this safety zone, and eventually, if we can get our European allies to help in building a safety zone where the refugees can go back and rebuild their country, if we can build homes, farms, schools, places of worship for these refugees, then they will not have to go to Europe, they will not have to stay in Turkey, and they will go and rebuild their country, and hopefully they will create a democratic, stable environment which would surround the whole country. At the end of the day, Syrian people deserve to live with democracy, human rights, freedom of speech, free market economy, as much as everyone else does. And we all have to help them ensure that.
Okay. So we have a ceasefire. And I believe that we've had at least a dozen so far. You are a seasoned to the relationship between these two. What's next?
Well, first of all, as you mentioned, we do have a ceasefire, which is better than not having one. I mean, last week we were all heartbroken because of the casualties we had, and the Syrian regime lost thousands of soldiers. So we're now saving lives, and this is the first stage. And we have a roadmap ahead of us, and that's what we're trying to implement. And eventually, what is next is bringing this concept of safety zone where Syrian people can go back to. And the one after that is bringing stability and democracy to Syria. But it takes time. This cannot happen overnight. It requires cooperation. It requires a lot of dialogue. It requires a lot of hard work. And it requires a lot of compromises from all involved parties. This is no longer an issue that a nation can handle it on its own. This requires international cooperation. And for that to happen, our allies, our friends, our partners, our neighbors, be it the United States, Russia, Gulf countries, European Union countries, everyone has to chip in, and we have to stop this very sensitive issue.
Okay.